Welcome back, everyone. The day is finally here, and today we're finally going to get started on the sound system. So the first thing I wanted to do is build a box. And it's been a while since I've done anything like that. I've made a few boxes, in high school, I think. So it's been a while, but I'm really excited to get this done. This is the area that I wanted to start with first, just because I'm gonna be taking the whole truck apart. I'm gonna be doing the sound deadening and all that stuff, and I'm also gonna have to take the seats out. So I want to do a very clean job, as clean as possible. So all this stuff has to come out, and I didn't want to be without a truck for days, or I don't know, maybe even weeks, depending how things go. So I figured the box is probably going to be the most tedious part for me. I feel like once the box is done, then I can finally, at least that's out of the way, and I can start taking the truck apart and do all that. And then everything should go pretty smooth from there. This one's going to be kind of a challenge because it's a single cab. I've never made a box for a single cab before. And not only that, so I am limited on space. But on top of that, I chose a sub that's not the smallest. It has quite a bit of size to it. So it's going to be a challenge to get it, fitted nicely in there. The biggest thing for me is I want everything to look factory. I want it to look like it came that way. I don't want it, anything fancy. I want it to look more stealth and like it just belongs. I feel like I can pull it off. Even given the limited space that I have. I'm not really gonna know until I get in there. I need to start measuring. I'm gonna start, making a few cuts and just seeing what I'm working with. But I do feel like I can get it to work. I thought about doing something fancy, doing some like vinyl inserts or something like that. But to be honest, I was really only wanting to do that for the video. If I wasn't filming anything, that's not even what I would want. I would just want something, just some black carpet. I already have black carpet in the truck. The back walls carpet, black carpet. So I kind of just wanted everything to blend in and look stealth. I don't really want to draw attention to the rear. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna go black carpet, make everything blend in, look nice and stealth. And again, I don't want to draw attention to the back. It's only, when I flip the seats down, you'll see the sub sitting there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. It may change, we'll see. Probably the biggest issue is I know I can make it work, but I want to flush mount the subs. And I mean, I need every bit of space that I can get. So flush mounting, I'm gonna have to have, a second baffle in the front. So it is gonna take up more space. I'm trying to work with the contours, everything of the truck to make it look nice and like it belongs. But I feel like that's where I'm gonna have some trouble. So again, I'm not gonna know until I get in there, but that's enough talking. I want to show you what I have, show you some of the sound system, and I'm just gonna run through kind of things real quick. I'll show you the subs because those things are awesome. We'll see if we can get this to work. I've literally been staring at this in my room for a little while now. These are the subs that I have going in. If you know anything about stereos and sound systems, especially if you're more of an old school guy, you probably know what these are. So these are the Image Dynamics ID Max, and these are some beautiful subs. They are 10-inch. I think 10s would be perfect for the truck. The only thing is, we have this added depth there that's gonna be the hard part, the challenge. But again, I need to make this work because I've been wanting these for a long time. I used to have these are the IDQ Image Dynamics. These things are amazing. They're still brand new. I only used them for a little under a year. These are awesome. To be honest, these are probably what would be most suitable in a single cab. But I have been really wanting these. I used to have these in a underbox seat in a Sierra, and I was pretty limited with space. I actually have more room in the single cab, so I have a chance to make these work. I'm gonna make it work. But just to show you a size comparison, I mean, look at the difference. The magnet alone is much bigger. It sits a lot higher. The surround is a good amount larger. I mean, they're just really, really nice subs. I love them. And I have no idea what they sound like. I'm super eager to hear what they sound like. But just to kind of give you a quick rundown, I'm gonna have the 210s. I have the 4-inch for the dash, and then I have 6.5-inch components for the doors. I'm not gonna put anything in the back because it's actually behind the seats and I don't see any point of that. So I'm gonna go for more of a front sound stage. And then I'm gonna try out these Scar amps. I've heard a lot of good things about them. I love the way they look, and they had the perfect specs that I was looking for, so they just really fit the bill. So I'm gonna try those out. I believe the 4-channel is a class AB, so pretty excited. I have all NVX wiring. I've used them before, and in my opinion, they have some of the best wiring kits. I love using NVX for wires. I mean, they have very, very good quality wires. It does matter, it does make a difference, and I love those kits. So I have the kits, have the RCAs. I have the Amp Pro. That's the interface to make it work with my Uconnect. That's probably the best option we have for the RAM, so pretty excited about that. I'm pretty sure that's going to work pretty well. I have 2 boxes of sound deadeners over 100 square feet, so that should be plenty for the truck for a single cab. I have the SoundSkins speaker rings, some second skin tweakers for the back of the subs, some baffles. I may or may not use those. Those are mainly just for protection, so if I do use them, I'm probably just gonna, it's protection from like the moisture from the water, because they're going to be in the doors. So if I do use them, I'm just going to cut the back out, because I'm going to fully treat the doors. So those are just, I have them on hand just in case. But anyway, this is what we're looking at. Super excited for all this stuff to go in. But first things first, we got to get started on that box. So now let's go to the truck. Let's see what we're working with. Hopefully start making some cuts real soon. All right, so here in the back of the truck, you can kind of see the space that we're working with. It's not too bad. I mean, if you're looking from the outside, it doesn't look like there's too much space at all, but there's a decent amount of space back here, so I'm pretty sure we can pull it off. I know it's going to be close, but we'll see. I want to keep the box flush. I don't really want to come past this, so I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll find out once I take it out. Now, as far as depth, you know, that's the biggest concern. I'm probably gonna, I might have to remove this just to see what I'm working with, because I know somewhere over here there's like some kind of transmitter or receiver or something over here. There's like a box behind all this, but if you, this is like a hard kind of like material, plastic or something, but if you push, you can see that there's a good amount of flex, so there's space behind here. So I'm thinking worst case scenario, if it's all the way through, I can probably just notch this out and then have the box kind of sit into it a little bit, just to gain that little bit of extra. I mean, there's an easy 3/4 in there of space, so that might be just what I need. I'm probably gonna build the back wall first. You know, I'm gonna have the little, I'm gonna frame around this as tight as I can get it. So I think I'm gonna start there, build that wall, and then just go from there. First thing, take this off. We'll get over to the table saw and start making some cuts. I got this removed mostly, and if you look behind here, you can see that it's pretty flat. You have these just for venting the cab, but other than that, it's pretty flat. So this ridge, I was gonna make this ridge in the box, which isn't too difficult, but the only reason why that's even there is because of the seat belt, for the center seat belt. But I'm actually switching to a center console, so I'm not even gonna need that. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna remove that, so I have more space full axis, and it'll actually be easier because I can just do the backboard all the way across. I'm gonna have a center console, so I'm not gonna need that center seatbelt anymore. The only thing I have to really worry about is that right there. I knew that that was there. That's some sort of a receiver or transmitter or antenna or something like that. I'm not sure what it does for my truck right now, but I know that later on when I switch to like remote start, I think I'm gonna have to access that, but I'm pretty sure I can relocate it. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. Just move it out of the way for now. I'll probably relocate it somewhere on that back pillar right there. So I'm gonna get this off so that I can get this out of the way. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna completely delete this seatbelt, and that'll actually give us a lot more space. So this is just to kind of get an idea of what I'm working with. I'm gonna lay this back wall. This is just a scrap piece right up against this vent. It still has room on the sides for the cap to vent out, but I mean, this is pretty close. It's kind of hard to see with the sun out. This is already pretty much resting up against, and it looks like, I mean, this is right here. Now I have room to come out, but I really don't want to do that because I want it to be flush. The problem is there's this little part that comes out, so ideally I would stop the box here, which again is an issue because I want to flush mount it. So the way that I could probably get that extra clearance is by notching out the back just to make a little more room for the magnet. There's going to be plenty of airspace for the subs back here. You can see there's a lot of room. Now I can put the backboard straight across the back, but yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna make this work. I have a few options, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this back one. I already know the height that I want, so I'm gonna go from end to end, side to side, get the full width, and then we'll just start from there. all the pieces are cut. I did a few little tests in the truck just to make sure that everything fits. I didn't get that on camera, but everything looks like it lines up really well. It fits. I can scoot the seat all the way back, so it looks like it's gonna work out pretty well. Let's take a look at what we have. Here's everything laid out, ready to go. This is the top piece. This is the bottom piece, and I have it ended up being a 17-degree bevel cut on these. This is the back piece, and then we have the two baffle pieces down here with the bevel cut. We have our side pieces here, and as you just saw, we did the round over edge on these. So it's going to be one solid unit. I didn't want any separation between the chambers, so this is just more for support. I wanted the air to pass through. We have a nice round over edge all the way through, so it should really help with airflow, and it just looks really nice. You know, nobody's ever going to see it, but I know that it's there, and I just want this build to be as clean and nice as possible, and I'll have the peace of mind knowing that, you know, there was no I paid attention to all the details and made sure that everything was done the best as I could. So I'm pretty excited. These turned out great. So yeah, next thing we're gonna have to do is cut the holes for the two baffles. So it's gonna be one for the inside diameter and then one for the outside diameter, so that we can do the flush mount. So those are under here somewhere. So I'm gonna measure up and get those cut. So just about all of the pieces are cut, and the results are awesome so far. I'm really happy. As you just saw, I did a nice round over edge on the flush trim panel. I know I said earlier in the video that I didn't want to do anything fancy, but after thinking about it, I got this idea in my head and I can't get it out. So I decided I'm going to do a nice little Image Dynamics logo right in the center. We'll do a mix of vinyl and some carpeting. I have an idea of how I'm going to do it, but I am going to have to kind of create a template so I can get a nice finish. I don't have any templates, any pre-made templates, so I'm going to make my own. But I have an idea of how I'm going to do it, so I just need to put it down and see if I can actually make this happen. I'm pretty confident though. I think I can pull it off. Take a look at the logo, that way you can see, get an idea of what I'm talking about. These things are beasts. Look at them. Beautiful. Anyway, this is the logo that we all know and love. Hopefully some of you guys share the same love for Image Dynamics like I do. But I don't care to have the lettering, but I wanted to incorporate the wing design. So I have this empty space up here, and I wanted to put a little design here with the wings and have a little cutout, but that's what I have to make a template for. So once again, I'm gonna get to the cutting, and hopefully I can put this down and pull it off.
I want a house in the hills I pay big bills for. I ain't got them pockets. I want to empty out my wallet. I want to stop motion, stand still. Wallace and Gromit. I want to talk more endlessly. I want to neurotically vomit. I want more dollars from my mama. I want a palace and Prada. I want a Gucci bag where I can store my sorrows and hardships. I want to gold plate my partners. I want endless tomorrows. I want a lot more than I got right now. That's the problem. You can give me every little thing.
Check this out, guys. So this is where I'm at right now. For the template, I wanted to make sure that I had even spacing, you know, from the spacing from here to where the cutout's going to be on the top. I wanted everything to be pretty even, so I had to take a few measurements, and what I ended up doing was cutting out another circle, and then I cut out about a 3/4 inch for the circle so that it can match my 3/4 inch piece here, and I just roughly cut that in half just so I can get the arch that I need. And I already have my guidelines there, you could see, so I just have to line this part up, and then this part, same thing, this lines up there. These are already attached, and so we got a good start there. I have a rough cutout for the template. I say rough because I just kind of mocked up the design real quick and printed it out, and it's just a little rough cut, but that's right around the size I want it to be. So from here, you can see I kind of just freehanded this design, this little triangle. I think that will look pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is try to find this angle so that I can get these two lines parallel to each other. So I'm going to use my angle gauge, try to find this exact angle, and then get this piece mitered so we can have the full triangle piece for the template. And then of course I would just cut off the excess on both sides. So here's the final result. I did not film it. I forgot to set the cameras up, but I mean, either way, I got it cut, and yeah, this is the end result. It was kind of hard to drive some nails through here, so I ended up using staples just to kind of hold everything together. I was able to drive some brad nails through there, but it was kind of hard with these angles. But this will definitely do it just fine. It's nice and sturdy, and it's flat. I've measured everything a million times, and everything lines up really nice, right along with my guidelines. What I'm gonna do is, once again, line this up where it's gonna be. I'm gonna get a pencil tracing in here, do a rough cut with the jigsaw, and then after the rough cut, I'm gonna go back and do a flush trim. And you know, in case you haven't got it by now, this is the whole reason I'm making this template, is so that I could have something to flush trim against. That way the end result will be nice and even and clean without having to, you know, use the jigsaw to get these edges, and it's just probably not going to be super straight. So I feel like this was the best method. So I'd rather have, you know, I'm glad that I took the time to make this template so that the end result could be that much better. At least that's what I'm hoping for, so hopefully everything goes well. But for now, I'm going to start taking this tracing, and then we'll start cutting with the jigsaw, flush trimming, and we'll see where we're at. I just used the router to add these little accent lines here just to kind of fill in this bottom area. This is gonna be, this kind of dips in a little bit, so the vinyl will kind of set in here, and then the logo itself will be raised. But everything's looking really good. I kind of have it just clamped together just to see how everything fits. Everything lines up really nice, so I think we're ready to start assembling this thing. Check out this clearance. I don't know if you could see it, but it's like 2 centimeters. It's crazy. Fits though. Alright guys, the box is fully assembled, it's all put together, and I gotta say I'm really happy with the results so far. It's pretty cool because I started with an idea in my mind of how I wanted this thing to look, and you know, I'm not a professional or anything like that, so it's been a few years since I built a box, but I've never gone to this extent. So seeing it come together is super rewarding. But let me show you what I have so far. So here she is as she stands right now. I went with 3/4 inch birch, went with some T-nut inserts on the inside, threaded inserts, that way I can remove the subs whenever I need to and I don't have to worry about stripping the wood. And I completely sealed the inside, really nice and sealed. We have the bracing in there, plenty of airspace. This is the part that I built the what do you call it, the template for, and I mean, that came out awesome. I'm really happy with it. Got the round over edges, roundovers on the sides, top. I had to kind of freehand this one because it's at a slope, so I couldn't, you know, put the router on that. Chamfered edge on this part. I used plenty of wood glue, sealed up all the inside, so this thing is going to be airtight for sure. I wanted to recess the terminal cup just a little bit, just for a cleaner look. Also because I'm going to have this against the back wall in the truck, in the cab, so I didn't want that thing sticking out. I need as much clearance as I could possibly get, so flushing that up was something I definitely wanted to do. Yeah, this thing's looking awesome. I already know it sounds really good. I can tell it's super airtight, and this thing is really lightweight. So really happy I went with the birch instead of, you know, typical MDF. But anyway, this thing's all done, so I'm gonna start wrapping it now. We're gonna do carpet on the outside, vinyl insert in here with the foam design, so that should be pretty awesome. Here's the end result. We are finally done. And I gotta say, I am extremely happy with how everything looks. As you can see, we went with the black carpet. We had the vinyl insert here. I went black on black just to give it a nice sleek look. It's pretty cool because once this is in the truck, the subs are going to be covered with the seats, and you'll kind of just see this little part peeking through right over the center console. You can see the round over edge here on top. That was the freehand round over. That looks pretty good. Subs are sitting nice and flat, nice and flush. Chamfered edge all along here. Here in the back, we have the flush terminal cup, and as you saw, it's reading in 1 ohm, which is exactly what I was going for, so that's perfect. We have the sides recessed a little bit, minimizes seams, gives it a nice clean look. I measured everything out and calculated the internal space, and we're sitting at 1.75 cubes per sub. So that's actually plenty of space. I was worried I was gonna be kind of choking these things out with, you know, too little airspace, but that's more than enough, and they should sound really, really good. Sealed is the way I wanted to go for these. Like I said, I had the IDQs in the past. Those things were amazing. These are kind of the big brothers of the IDQs, so really anxious to hear what these sound like. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I had a lot of fun building it, so now we just have to wait a little while until I get everything else buttoned up in the truck, and then we can get these things installed and finally give them a listen. That's gonna wrap up this box build. I hope you all enjoyed. I just wanted to share the process of the whole thing, and like I said, I'm just really happy with the way everything came out, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it too. But this is just the first step in the full interior build, sound system, all that stuff. So I'm not sure what's gonna come up next, but I know that I'm definitely focusing on the interior. This was just the first step, like I said. There's a lot of things going in. I have image dynamics, mids and highs, brand new amps, wiring, sound deadening, all this stuff. I'm even gonna do a new dashboard. I'm doing a new overhead console. I'm dyeing the interior, like new seats. There's a lot of stuff going in there. I'm doing a console swap as well. So it's gonna be kind of hard because I'm trying to focus on the sound system, but at the same time, I'm gonna have to be taking my interior apart, and I don't wanna keep doing it. I don't wanna put the interior back and then take it apart. I kind of just wanna do it all and be done with it. But the problem is I'm gonna be without a truck for a while, you know, taking my interior out. So I gotta figure out the best way to do it, also to film it so I can share it with you guys. But either way, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna show you guys the process along the way. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I hope you all stay tuned for the rest of it. There's gonna be a lot of good stuff coming up. But that's it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you all on the next one.